What is up, Sales Nation? In this video, we're going to run through the 4 ways to break through the objection. I just need to think about it. It's a painful stumble when we get to this objection in the sales process. After we put in weeks or even months of work, it's just like taking someone out for a nice meal at a restaurant, cocktails afterwards, your game's been on point all night, taxi back to their place. You know what's going on here. And then you get a kiss on the cheek and the door slammed in your face. So let's suss out how to get out the blue balls of sales situation known as I just want to think about it. And if you haven't already, make sure you click subscribe and leave a comment below this video sharing what you want me to cover next. The third thing I've got to say is that you should never come up against a sales objection if the sales process has gone to plan. The only reason why someone would use this objection is because you've not built enough trust with them. They don't trust you to keep moving forward along the sales or buying process. And so they want a breather. They want a timeout. They want a minute to themselves to just suss out whether all of this is right for them. But if you do hear that sentence and your customer just isn't putting out, well, here are 4 techniques to break through it. The first technique is to give your potential customer an option. Say to your customer and take some of the pressure off them, hey, look, it's okay. We've worked with other people that have needed a little bit of time to work through the buying process as well. Then we try and narrow them down on what their objection actually is. And so we just ask, could it be the implementation or getting everyone in your organization on board that is keeping you back from jumping right in? What we're doing right here is we're giving multiple options, so we're not pigeonholing people. We're not trying to manipulate them. We're just trying to get a response, some kind of response, and we're giving our best potential guesses at what the holdup might be. And the goal with all this is to get a response immediately. So on that phone call, in that meeting, you can solve the objection and you can move forward straight away. The next technique is more on us. We've got to stop kidding ourselves. The goal here is to make sure that the customer isn't just being really polite, or perhaps they're just too nervous to say no to us. Say to the customer, when you hear this blue ball phrase, it's understandable. However, when people typically say that to us, it means that they're just not interested. And we're trying to be respectful here. So I know you are busy, but I don't want to waste your time or mine. Is this the case here? And what we're doing here, Sales Nation, is that we're framing up their time is important. Of course it is. We're trying to sell to them. We've got to be respectful of that. But we're no chump, right? We've not got time to chase them. We're sales experts. We are B2B sales professionals. We need to be conscious of our time as well. As soon as you can get a no out of a customer, even if it is a no, who gives one? That is useful information that allows you to stop right there, stop wasting your time and move forward with someone else. And don't be scared of getting a no. Every no, and this is a mindset piece here, but every no is just one step closer to getting that yes that earns you the commission. These conversations that don't go anywhere don't earn you nothing. Next up, we need to secure the next step. Yeah, that's a staircase. Yeah, you get the idea. If a potential customer really does need to process some of this and think about it, then we need to be able to regain momentum as soon as they've gone through this process. We need to future pace the potential customer. We need to paint a really vivid picture in their mind of what life is going to be like after the deal is done. This is how we build momentum and build emotion into the sale as well. So we're going to say to the customer, right, I get it. Empathy here. I get it. We need a little bit of time to wrap all this up together. Okay. That's cool. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to start with the paperwork, and I'm also going to look at dates in the diary that we could do a potential onboarding once all the paperwork's all solved. Hopefully they go, yeah, it sounds good to me, which is obviously a positive sign. And the next thing, we need to get agreement that on Monday morning, I'm going to call you, and if things are moving forward, when you're excited, when you're ready, we'll get some dates in the diary. Most of the time when we're in a complex B2B selling situation, when someone says, I'm not ready, I need a little bit of time to think about it, forget B2C where you just need to pile on through. We need to take a slower approach. We need to help the prospect think it through. Sometimes this is just literally a cry for help or for guidance or for more information, or there's a gap in the knowledge, or they're not sure how it's going to be implemented. There's a gap somewhere and I need a little bit more time. Well, maybe they're just asking for help from you to fill that gap in knowledge. But this one, you need to use empathy. You need to be sympathetic, because if you don't, the potential customer is going to put their guards up because it sounds like you're trying to manipulate them, trying to push them through faster than they've told you that they want to move through it. So we're going to say, I understand, and as we're here on the phone right now, are there any steps of the purchasing or implementation process that can help guide you through or add a little bit more clarity in your mind? Or, and this is something that's held me back a bunch of times in B2B deals, Is there someone else internally that you need me to speak with to help inform them of the process? This is important because when you're speaking from you to your potential decision making and there's someone else involved in this process and they're trying to relay information in between and go back and forth, well, you can do it better than what they can. You know your product, you're an expert in that field. So just speaking directly with them can typically get rid of some of these barriers to entry. So the goal of all of these questions is clearly to remain in control of the process. This is value that we add to a potential customer. They are not used to buying all this stuff, whereas we are very used to taking people through this buying process. And some people, they need a little bit of time to think things over, to let things mold, to process. And as long as we are in control and they feel comfortable at the pace that things going, then it's win-win for everyone. So there we have it. If you enjoyed this video, click subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment below with anything you'd like me to specifically cover. I will let you do anything to do sales and business. And I'll see you again in tomorrow's episode. Keep persisting, Sales Nation. Keep pushing forward.